Hi, what's going on YouTube? I wanted to attempt to do a video about this arm. This would be the natural competitor to the Havoc arm. I say competitor, it's not like the Havoc arm is available to people, but I have so many requests from amputees all over the world to for the Havoc arm, and I always recommend this arm. And I feel bad recommending this arm because I've had this arm in the past. This is a T500 by Flower, and I don't necessarily, I don't want to hate on this arm. This is the arm I recommend to people who want to be able to have something, an equivalent to the Havoc arm. But yeah, for me, this was made, this took 2.5 years to get made, and it's all painted up because I try to do my things up to really break up the shape. So I got a little Picatinny rail on here, but I had this made and it actually never worked, which is really frustrating because the people who made it just didn't have any background in making upper extremity prosthetics, above the elbow upper extremity prosthetics. They didn't have the parts, and it took such a long time to get it that eventually I just took it from them. And so that's why you see the 550 cord blocking all of these like super exposed edges and stuff like that because it's really sharp and I was cutting myself on it. So the cable is actually not attached to the claw that it came with. And so I just put some 550 cord on here to be able to try to get it to work a little bit. A little bit of help opening the claw. This is a TRS Jaws. And I was going to run through a little chest workout that I have because that's something that I feel safe doing with this specific arm. But nothing else. I can't run with this arm because it's broken, or I don't know if it's broken or it wasn't made right because I took it to a my new prosthetic person, not the VA, and they're like, we think that these people made it wrong. That's why it doesn't lock, and is like super. You can't hold anything whenever. Not only does it not lock, but this um, they blocked off my ability to tighten this elbow. So whenever I carry something, I'll just demonstrate. It can't even carry its own weight, right? So I can't carry something like my kids because I found out whenever I tried to run with it that it would just completely release and give out. And so I was like, I can't do anything with this um, that I would trust, to do with the Havoc arm because it unlocks inadvertently. And so what I can do with it is lift weights because I can put myself in a safe position. But things like shooting, training, hold my kids, not something that I would do with this arm. But yeah, so I wanted to take you through a little chest workout and what I can use this arm for, and the downfall. I can't even. So it doesn't cycle. Something's internal wrong with the elbow, and my new prosthetic team thinks that they just built it wrong, and so we're going to try to get another version of this made because I took it to the VA, and the VA was like, yeah, we don't know what's wrong with it. Obviously, they didn't connect the claw to the elbow to be able to open the claw, which was, a body powered. Is even something simple as this. I've had a lot of issues getting prosthetics made, so even a non-bionic one is not something that is easy to make, like a leg. A leg, plug and play, you're easy. Something like this, obviously, is not the easiest thing for anybody to make. But I wanted to show you guys this arm. I have done workouts with it safely as I can be. You know what I mean? Because in a closed environment, I can use this arm without having to rely on it. Right? I'm not going to carry my kids with it, train with it. I can't even run with it because when I would run, what would happen was I would be running, and the elbow would just go loose, and or locked. And because of the way mechanical arms work, when you're doing that, it locks up my shoulders, so I like couldn't move to unlock it. And I was like so annoyed because it would happen like within 30 seconds of running. And I was like, man, if I can't even run with an arm, like I can't imagine how other amputees feel being having only this arm. So I wanted to take you guys through a chest workout with this. all lightweight, in no small part because this thing's integrity is in question. And what I mean that is, it will unlock when I don't want it to, which can be a little bit dangerous. Not so dangerous with lightweight, but also this is so loose that it can be sketchy with higher weight, to put anything on here and risk, obviously letting it go, falling on my foot, breaking my knee, breaking my foot. It's dangerous. But and then I've been recovering from a little bit of the flu or whatever. So this is one of my first workouts since then. But yeah, I've dubbed the Toriyama arm, even though it didn't end up working out at all. It has made me be more ambitious about bringing prosthetics like the Havoc arm to y'all. And I think Toriyama was very hopeful and Well, his characters, I call it the Toriyama Piccolo arm. It was a mix of Vegeta's armor and Piccolo's armor. And I know y'all are big. If y'all are big Dragon Ball Z fans, you'll know the Gohan character references. So yeah, a mix of all their armors and colors. And so I just dubbed the Toriyama arm because that was the color scheme I was going for. And then I want to show it y'all in motion because even though this arm doesn't work, it's what the majority of amputees would be dealing with to be able to do the things that y'all see me doing with the Havoc arm and home life too. A lot of amputees use this for home life and working. But obviously we're all connected, so we all know that they're coming to me about the Havoc arm because this is not doing everything that people who are like me wanting to do. You know what I mean? Train, whether that's for self-defense or lift weights, all of those things. So yeah, Toriyama. So I thought I'd walk y'all through this little, what I've dubbed my Full Metal Alchemist body burner, mostly because I was wearing this shirt and all of the Edward Ulrich comments from all of the socials. It's pretty much landmines 7x7, 7 reps on each limb, 7 on my flesh side, 7 on the prosthetic side, 7 negative lunges. It's only like negative by like an inch, or it's on a 2x4. I'm a little bit elevated, so you can't really tell, but it's slightly elevated. And I like doing reverse lunges. And again, I was sick for just like a week, and this is my first workout since. And so this is what I would consider lightweight. But I wanted to show y'all the whole workout because I was talking to some folks the other day, and people don't realize how much missing your whole arm affects your balance. And so whenever I try to do just lunge workouts or like workouts without my prosthetic on, my balance is so bad. So I thought I would show some of the fumbling through some of these reps because I've not had a stable prosthetic to rely on as far as doing these kind of workouts with. And but I did get some really good chest reps in. I'm about as strong as I've ever been with the prosthetic on. And to give you a number, I could probably do like 55 pounds free weight right now if I maxed out on my limb. But that's completely different than putting weight on a prosthetic because my arm is actually so high up in that socket that it's so painful to put all of that weight of just the prosthetic, then weight on top of holding the prosthetic at the end of a prosthetic claw, more weight, right? So it may not be that strong looking to y'all, but to me, if you know any PTs, I've never met any amputee at my amputation level who can do this many things and at advanced movements as this over and over. And a lot of that could just be because prosthetics aren't there, right? Obviously, I've been breaking them pretty easily besides the Havoc arm. But yeah, so I like doing this little burner. Even though this prosthetic is not what I would say working in the way it's supposed to, I can still work out with it. It's something, you know what I mean? And I said that if you give me anything, I'll be able to do something with it. So while it's no Havoc arm, it's going to prevent the Havoc arm from getting broken for at least, one workout. But I did max out as far as like the weight that I've ever done with the prosthetic doing chests. And that's something that's hard for me because my amputation, the front of my bone is sticking out in my limb. It's not covered by muscle, which would be traditional, but because of my injuries, I don't have any muscle covering my bone. So chest specifically, doing pushes and push-ups is very painful for me. And that includes like holding my kids, anything where the weight is in the front. Super painful. But yeah, so to give you an example of the contrast, whenever I do pools, it's like 75 pounds. I could probably do 75 pounds. If I really went all out for pools, I could get 75 pounds. And, this today, 25 pounds. So I'm 3 times stronger on a pull than I am on a push. But again, that's mostly because my limb, I do have muscle on the back of my bone. So I can do pulls a lot easier than I can do pushes. But I just thought I would work you guys through the front of this workout before I showed you all my last reps and what the purpose of this workout is. And I know it's been a little bit complicated for people to understand how all my different prosthetics works because they look so differently and they work so differently. But yeah, anytime you see me pushing, that's how I move my elbows forward, right? So I don't have any bionic elbows, completely bionic, completely motorized. So all of my elbows require for me to use my chest to move them forward and really my lat to lower them. And yeah, so you'll see me always do chest and pulls so I can, move my prosthetic in all the ways that you guys see me move my prosthetics. And, from here on out, I'll close out by just showing you all the rest of the reps. Obviously, I didn't show all the reps. I just wanted to show the movements that I do so you could get an idea of what it's like working out with this arm specifically. Just thank you all for y'all's love and support. And sorry I haven't been posting as consistently as I should be, but for good reason. I was getting prosthetics made, and it took a long time to get this one made.